Hey everyone, Boardgame Brody here with Meeple Mountain. Are you hungry? Because I have Truck Off the Food Truck Frenzy Roll and Write by Adam's Apple Games. This is a roll and write version of the original game Truck Off with the same exact goal, which is making the most money at the end of the game. The game is for 0 to 99 players. I'm not quite sure how you can play with 0 players, but to play with a large group, everyone really just needs one of these sheets of paper illustrating the map and the score track. Now there are 2 sides to this sheet, so when playing, all players will need to decide if they want to play on side A or side B. The map doesn't change from both sides, but the score track does, changing the bonuses and where they're placed. Whoever last ate at a food truck goes first, and they will roll all 6 dice at once. After they roll, they can choose to re-roll any one die of their choice. The result on each die represents the money collected at the venue that matches the type of die from food truck sales. Players can move their truck up to 4 spaces to an open venue where they can sell their food for the profits shown on that die. When moving the truck, you will draw a line through each square that you travel across and a dot on the venue that you stopped to visit. You will check the venue type and see what the result is on the matching die, and you will write it on your score track. Now you will start at the start of this track, and each time you'll need to proceed forward on the track, possibly skipping some slots or venues between your previous number and the one that you are adding. You will never be able to backtrack or write in a value after moving past that space. If for whatever reason you don't stop at a venue in that round, then you will place an X on the next venue in the route track, signifying that you did not make any sales there. Once everyone has marked a place on their map and a result on the score track for that turn, the active player will pass their dice clockwise and that player becomes the new active player. Play will continue in this way until the end of the game. Let's cover some of the details of the game. So, truck movement, as you can see, it's not clear as to how you move your truck on the sheet of paper. So, the map is really just a grid. Let me put some lines here on there so that you can see the different boxes and the different possible places that you can move into. Alright, so now you know there is a square for each row and column on the map. But look at the water areas. You won't be able to move through these areas, and you will have to take a bridge to get to the other side. Also know that you will be gaining possible bonuses to add additional bridges to the game as well. So as you move, using your 4 movement, you will simply draw a line from one square to the next. You will not be needing to follow the roads. And you will only be able to move orthogonal, which is up or down, left and right. Now you need to be careful and plan how you move, because each time you move through an open venue without stopping, then it will be closed and you won't be able to go there in the future. So you can move over every place almost on the board. You can move over an existing path, reusing that path. You can go over an open venue, rendering it closed. Or you can even go over a closed venue while moving your truck. If not able to get to a possible venue, then stop on any place on the map, foregoing sales for that day. Now these wild venues can be seen on the map. These can be used to write the number corresponding to any venue die on any of the next venue locations on the route track. Whenever you accumulate 3 numbers in a row, then you will immediately gain the bonus listed on the side of that track. Similarly, if you have 3 numbers in any column, you will gain its bonus and be able to perform its bonus immediately. This bonus here lets you add a bridge. This one lets you draw in a gas station, and when moving through it, you will add 3 movement. This bonus will be added to a venue of your choice, and when visiting it, your sales will be doubled. This bonus, Promote a Venue, will need to be announced to all players because you will mark 2 circles above any column on your route track. All other players will then mark in 1 over the same column. This will add points come in-game scoring. This bonus adds +1 to your movement for the rest of the game. This bonus lets you re-roll 2 dice for the rest of the game instead of 1. This bonus lets you move your truck to a new start location if you would like, giving you unvisited territory to visit. Once a player gets to the end of their score track, and there has been 12 rounds total, the game ends. If a player gets to this point before 12 rounds have been completed, then they will be done while the other players finish their 12 turns. You will then figure out your total sales by counting your numbers in each row, adding any $5 bonuses, and adding the number of venue promotions multiplied by the number of visits total to that type of venue. The player with the highest sales wins the game. Now, this game definitely rewards you for good planning and being creative with those bonuses that you try to unlock, while always trying to think ahead to what venue you should be near or visit next. As you start the game, decisions are pretty easy, but as time goes by, you get stuck with two big directions that might change everything for you. Also, you will need to decide on what bonuses you want to unlock and know which ones will actually help with your strategy, and go after and unlock them as soon as you can. Gas stations need to be placed on a square where they can be regularly visited, like any good hangout spot. Bridges need to be placed in areas that might save you when you're stuck. And promotions need to be added to the best column that is visited frequently as to get larger bonus points from the promoter. At times, moving just a couple spaces and hitting most of the venues around is a smart choice, while other times you need to use most of your movement to get to an area on the map that will help set up for future turns. You can always swing back around and get those other venues later. I feel like most of the times in the game you won't want to have to drive across one of the venues, rendering it closed. You will most likely want to visit as many as you can and leaving as many open for possible moves in the future. At times this might be the only option to run through it, but be smart with your movement, because if you can save yourself from moving straight through it and go around it, it might save you later on in the game. I also enjoy how you can make cash money when you roll high on that D20, but also when you're planning on hitting that type of venue on your map, and when you roll a 4, then you have to re-roll and you roll a 1, it might not be worth going there after all. The dice are dice and change your chances for each venue, so just be prepared to take advantage of the large numbers when you can, because a 20 is worth more than visiting the 3 lower venues together that could total up to 18 if you hit all of the highest ones on those dice, but it's more likely that you're going to get a 9 or 10 from those. But also know that hitting those lower venues help you unlock bonuses, which can give you a lot of extra wiggle room and help you in the game. So no venue is worthless. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this game, and I love the theme, the choices in the game, and how I get to roll a different die for each different type of venue. Let's get rolling and cooking in Truck Off, the Food Truck Frenzy Rollin' Right by Adam's Apple Games. Again, this is Boardgame Brody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stick around and check out some other board game reviews to see what you might want to get to the table.